This time on Hobby Journeys, we're doing part 2 of our year in review for Warhammer from July to December.
Hello! Welcome to Hobby Journeys. So welcome back to our review of 2024. We're into part two. We're
Suspiciously wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, we might film these back to back. But we're getting straight into it. Just to give an update, so we didn't. The tail end, so the second half of last year, we didn't do a lot of videos. We had been doing weekly videos, we're looking at the releases every week. We dropped down to more like one a month or so, mainly because Matthew started with the football team. There was a lot of driving around to his games and stuff. He started at high school, and then I got COVID, and
then I got COVID.
Yeah, so we weren't very well and stuff like that. So there was just a lot going on at the end of last year, but we're getting back into it. We're going to be doing weekly videos again.
Everything's just crazy.
It is. Well, I think it's going to settle down. So, we're going to be getting back into the regular videos. As of next week, we'll be doing a normal Sunday preview. So, as we do of the release of the pre-releases, we'll do that weekly as we normally do. We're going to try and do some more hobby videos. Some of us, our actual hobby. I'm thinking maybe a monthly review of what hobby we have done. I think it's going to depend how much painting I actually get done, though. To be honest,
I think it's going to be mostly about what you do and not what I do.
Oh no, we're going to do plenty together as well. We're going to do plenty together.
You just do.
Well, you've got your Space Wars army.
I do more than you, but you do it a lot more than me. How does that happen?
Because it takes me a long time to paint my miniatures because I do them as display pieces, and it's glazes upon glazes.
I do mine as display pieces.
Well, you do, but we do a bit of a quicker style for yours. Anyway, let's get into
you're
this.
saying I'm bad at it.
We're not. We're just saying we have a slightly quicker method for doing your one. Anyway, let's get into our review of the year. So, first up, July. So
my birthday month.
It is your birthday month. So in July we had the releases of the box sets that accompanied the new edition of Age of Sigmar. We have previously had the Skaven box, which was the big box set with a huge number of miniatures. These boxes are a little bit more. These are just sort of starter sets. So this is an introductory set, just a handful of miniatures and a little board to play them on. Oh, comes with some paints as well, a few paints in there. A sort of starter book, I don't think it's a full rule book, just a sort of starter book with a starter set with a handbook, some miniatures, and range rulers, a board. Basically what it is a set of miniatures to play with. The idea is if you're getting into it, you would just go and buy this. It gives you some of the things. This one's got some cards as well, the ultimate starter set. And it basically gives you and a paint set as well, so if your painting's your bag, then it gives you a nice starting set for painting. I think the idea is that someone walks into a Games Workshop store and they want to start looking to get into the hobby, they could pick one of these up and it's got everything they need to start playing in one set.
I mean, you're choosing one of the most disgusting factions to start off with, but...
Skaven?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're alright, you know. I mean,
but like, it's disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, well, they are a bit.
Which is
they're
why
fine.
they're so much like jelly beans.
Yeah, well, they're good. But these boxes are out in July as standard. I mean, we had the same with Leviathan the year before, where we had all the box sets came out. These are just the ones that are going to be on the shelf. You're going to be picking up. So we had those. We also had this book. I got this book for Christmas. It's marvellous. So I thought I'd feature this.
Is that from Grandad?
Well, I got a gift voucher off of Grandad. I spent it on this on Amazon. But yeah, this book I think is really good. So it's basically just to sell. I mean, this is basically an advert. I'm not getting paid for it or anything. Just it's just an advert for the book. No, I'm not going downstairs to get it now. It's basically, I think this is the perfect book for me, because when it comes to sort of one of these books, often they're a bit lore heavy, there's too many stories. I'm not going to sit and pour through pages and pages. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this on the side and pick it up once in a while, just leaf through, look at some lovely pictures and miniatures, and a little bit of lore alongside each one. And it is absolutely perfect for me.
I don't think you read any of the lore. I think you just look at the pictures.
I do quite often just look at the pictures. They are wonderfully painted miniatures.
That's what everyone does though, isn't it? There's
people into the lore.
They should really cut down on the lore though.
Well, no, I think the lore is good if you're into so I like the Horus Heresy books. I'm working my way through them at the moment.
Just like
if I want
Steve.
Yeah, exactly. So if I want to read a full-on book, I'll read a full-on book. If I want to look at some lovely pictures of some miniatures, I'm going to look at some lovely pictures of some miniatures. And that's basically where I come at this from. It's perfect. You know, practically speaking, what will probably happen is I'll leave this in the toilet and pick it up whenever I want to have
you've got so
leaf
many
through
White
something.
Dwarf books in there.
Yeah, I do. I've got loads of old books in there.
When I put my phone on top of it.
Big page of Baneblades. It's actually really detailed. I mean, it's like, each faction's got a good number of pages. I mean, it is really quite substantial. I really like this. It is very good. I can recommend it. It's a meaty tome. In the UK, it's going for £25 on Amazon at the moment.
I thought it was £20.
It was 25 when I bought it. I think it's 35 as standard, but it was an offer when I bought it. Like I said, this sounds like an advert now, doesn't it? But I really like this book. It was a great purchase for me.
Go get it on the Warhammer website.
Yeah, can I have some advertising money, please?
We're
That'd be
not
lovely.
getting paid.
That'd be lovely. So there's that. I thought I'd just feature that. Also, we had the first of releases for the Blood Angels.
Oh, they look cool.
Yeah, so this was a box set they announced. This is the Death Company. So the Death Company for the Blood Angels. This is one of my favourite miniatures of the year.
What?
This chaplain.
Do they like? Are they all dead and do they work a lot?
No, well, soon. The idea is that the Death Company are the Blood Angels. Eventually, at some point, they will all be consumed by the Black Rage, which is basically they all go a bit crazy and just want to kill everyone. So at that point, they get put into the Death Company. They wear black armour. A chaplain leads them into battle, and they just go to town on whoever they come across.
So even their own men?
No, well,
Probably
not.
No, I don't mean like literally like their own regiment, but I mean like if they saw an ultramarine, would they go kill them?
Well, they'd kick themselves if they didn't, wouldn't they?
But like.
But no, I think
But
that.
why would you become a blood angel if you know what's going to happen then?
Well, you don't become a blood angel really, as such. I mean, the people of the Plant of Baal. I mean, it's not like you get a choice of chapters. You don't go, do I want to be an ultramarine? Do I want to be a blood angel? I think I'll be. No, it's like you sort of you grow up on the planet the blood angels come from, and you might get assigned to. If you're really lucky and pass all the tests, you get to become one.
But what if you're not born on any of them?
Well, you don't go to be a space marine then, do you?
Oh, that's
go
not
in the Imperial Guard or whatever.
That's not
fun. So yeah, I think this chaplain model is fantastic though.
But I thought Space Marines were like artificially made.
No, they're humans. But they have bits implanted in them and stuff like that.
No, but I thought like they had gene seeds in them. They'd be.
Yeah, they do. But they get put into them.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a conversion process.
You told me that they would literally make them.
Well, they sort of do, but they're from a human. They put loads of things into them. But anyway, so we've got this Astrath, new model of him. He's alright. Yeah, fine. No problem with him. He's alright. A new Blood Angel upgrade kit, which is decent. So anyway, so that's the Blood Angels releases. There was some more stuff that we'll be looking at shortly. Codex Blood Angels as well, though, so that was a thing. But there was this box, basically. Nice big box with a Brutalist Dreadnought in it. Big. What do you reckon of the Brutalist Dreadnought, by the way, Matthew?
It's very...
Clawy. It's quite clawy.
No.
Yeah.
But wait, why? But why would they put him in a mech? What's the point?
He's not put in a mech. He's like an almost half-dead Space Marine who they put into a metal case to live out his final years.
Why?
Why? Because it's a big fighty thing.
Why would you trust murderous, almost dead people with a mech?
Oh, do you mean because they're in the Death Company?
Yeah.
Oh, no idea. But he's going to charge in and kill some stuff
why
out.
would you paint it black as well?
Well, that's the thing. I don't have an answer to that. But yeah, so there's that. Then we had some more Blood Angels announced. We had some characters, so we've got on the Blood Angels Apothecary.
I don't like the Apothecary.
You don't. You could have someone who's going to fix people and that, or harvest their gene seed after they're dead.
Medics.
Well, that's basically what an Apothecary is. He's a medic.
Yeah, but I don't like how they look though.
Well,
he's very random.
I'm not that keen on this one. I prefer some of the other guys. The guy in Gravis armor with Leviathan was good.
I don't like how they put so much random stuff on it.
Well, yeah, but he needs his equipment to fix people.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't need a skull on his head, does he?
Yeah, we also had this lieutenant. I think that's what he is. Oh, he's a captain. Captain? He's alright.
He's both, right now.
He's fine. I wouldn't say I'm massively
Wait, no,
keen.
but the gold version's better.
Yeah, well, you can paint it either way. It's basically the same kit, just painted differently. You've got lots of different parts. It's a multi-part kit for a Blood Angel captain. I think he is fine. No better than that. Very expensive, probably. So that's the thing.
Pairs.
And we also had, lastly, Sanguinary Guards.
Oh, I remember that came out.
This is the Sanguinator re-envisaged model. It's good. A lot of, they're going from the prosecutor models off Age of Sigmar. They use a lot of these
I don't like him.
these scrolls to hold them up.
Him.
You don't like him? Why do you not like him?
The scrolls.
Don't like the scrolls.
I think I'd rather have the invisible thing, to be honest.
The flying base,
which I don't usually like.
Yeah, well, I quite like him. I think it's just a different way to do it. It's not bad. I think it's okay as a model. I've never been a big fan of the Sanguinator. He doesn't set my world alight in any sort of way, but he's fine. He's okay. We have the Sanguinary Guard, and I think these are pretty decent, to be honest. I quite like the Sanguinary Guard. I think they could have been a lot better. I don't like the fact the wings are tiny. I'd have preferred bigger wings.
Yeah, why are the wings so tiny?
When I kit bashed some prosecutors who are Stormcast with wings, massive wings, with Inceptors to make my own version, and they were much better, I think, in my humble opinion. I'd have had bigger wings. They're just jump pack Space Marines with Stormcast armour in gold. Fine. So that was the Blood Angels. We had quite a lot of releases for them, about what I expected, really. There was a new codex and so on. So at this point we're into September. So
we've just done a July-August kit bash.
Yeah, I think we sort of skipped through July and August and did them in one. Oh well, it's all right. There goes the structure.
Nothing anyway, though, didn't it?
Yeah, but in August. Oh no, sorry.
September.
So in September we had this. We had the individual release for the Skaven. We had a bit of a bigger range release. So some more stuff that wasn't in the Skaven Tide box. Big artillery piece. Big rat ogres with all sorts of stuff going on. This fella, the Prophet of the Horned Rat. Yeah, I can never work out if I like him. I always prefer the slightly biotech sort of side of Skaven myself. But he's cool. Big monster.
A combination of you and Jelly again.
Well, could be. Big beastie fella. Got this character. I think he's alright.
Jelly bean.
Good little rat hiding his cloak or whatever.
That's you and Jelly again.
I mean, he's quite good as well. We've got this Arch Warlock.
What's that mean?
He's sort of like a tech guy. That's his back, by the way. I know when we looked at this when he was first released, you didn't work that out, but that is his back. He's not very well, I think.
I couldn't even find his face until you
I think this guy's been experimenting on himself, is what's going on. You've got a Warlock. This guy's firing warp block? What is that we call it? Warpstone gun. Something like that. Galvanier, that's what he is. Master Moulder, yeah, this guy's definitely experimented on himself. Yeah, not nice, is it?
Why do people do that? Why do they do it?
Well, people don't typically do that. Skaven, well into it.
Why does it not hurt?
And then you've got these Globadiers. These are a reimagining of older miniatures, which are very good. And these are very good. These are
meant to mean like grenadiers.
Yeah, pretty much. But they're showing globes of warpstone. Basically, it gives off a poison gas.
Also use warpstone because
no, but it's similar sort of colour scheme at the very least.
Go
definitely.
back up to that guy. Does it not hurt when he does that to himself?
I think you're overthinking it. I mean, probably. It doesn't seem too bothered, does it?
When this first was announced, I thought it was a lion because of his face.
Maybe so. Yeah, no, he is a Skaven. These guys, I think, are probably the best of these Skaven expanded releases. Possibly of all of them. I've always liked the Globadiers. They are good miniatures. Got these weapon battery things going on. They're pretty good. All right. Warp Grinder. God knows what's going on there.
I think that's the dig underground, I imagine.
Yeah, well, who knows? I mean, I think it fires a beam of warpstone stuff. Storm vermin. So these are your elite infantry. These are I do like these guys. Although, as we said, I much prefer the storm vermin around mid-90s time. I thought those miniatures were fantastic, and these guys, fine. But I did prefer them back in the day.
You're so old.
Doomflayers. So these are, small version of the big rat wheel thing that you probably still exist, maybe still exists, I'm not sure. Alright, just riding the wheel, it's all good, having a good time there. Look at this fella. Oh God, why is there two of them? What's happening? What is going on?
Why do you have to mention that? I didn't even see that.
Horrific clam moulder, horrific experiments.
That's a rhino.
I don't know even. I could definitely see two legs, some arms going on.
The head's a
God
rhino.
knows what's happening here.
Why
Yeah,
has
with
it
a
got a
horn.
rhino head?
Horrific, innit? I like that as well. I do like that. And then just some normal Skaven. These are all the releases from the
Why is Skaven so
Tide box.
disgusting?
They are pretty well. They're rats, aren't they? They're a bit like that.
So
Yeah.
they don't. Why would a rat do that to itself?
Well, who knows, eh? Anyway, going on with September, we have these. We also had the expanded Stormcast range. So these are the new Stormcast to supplement the Skaven Tide box. So we had this fella on a griffin sort of thing. Bit of griffin-y stuff going on. What do you reckon to him? Yeah, he's alright, isn't he? He's alright. A Morgriff. Guy on a Morgriff, whatever that is. Fine. So these were all really revealed at the Nova Open. Which again is one of the big events that goes on, and they always do reveals at Nova Open, and we had quite a few things released. This is one of them. I am just picking the highlights though, to be honest. It was not everything's on here, but yeah. So you got him. We've got Lord Celestin. It's fine. It's all right. Lord Relica, guy with a. I mean, to be fair, it does look a lot like the guy out of whatever the box we can't remember the name of. Indomitus.
That's it, yeah.
That was the box, Indomitus. I've probably cut out the bit where we couldn't remember what Indomitus was called, but we couldn't, so here we are. This does look a bit like the standard bearer out of that box as well. Never painted him either. Never got around to painting him. So yeah, there's been lots of new Stormcasts announced. What do you think of the new Stormcast?
I'm not a big fan of Stormcast.
No.
So.
I think they're fine. They're alright. Not bad. I like these guys. Griffin Riders. Yeah, they're absolutely fine. To be honest, out of the Stormcast stuff, the stuff I really like is stuff where they're riding dragons.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen any of that here, but there was some of that last year, and I'm quite into that. Right, so also in September we had, for Legions Imperialis, the AdMech. So what are you thinking to these guys, Matthew? So we saw some of these in the bigger scale, like this tank, for instance, some of these robots. We've also got some smaller infantry guys and stuff. This is basically just smaller versions of what we saw before, really, isn't it?
They're robots.
But I'm into this because I do like my Legions Imperialis. So tech priest stuff going on. Big robots, like the robots. I like this guy. So this guy is I don't know if you can actually get him in the plastic range, but there is a Forge World version of exactly this. It's a very good miniature. I like that. So what do you think to that? So we've got the AdMech appearing in Legions Imperialis. What do you think to that, Matthew?
I think it's an odd appearance, though.
You think it's not a bit... Well, I think it's its own thing, though. I think they have to be their own thing compared to other factions.
No, yeah, but I'm like, why should they be appearing now? Maybe down the line they should have been appearing. Maybe they should have revealed something else then.
You think?
And they never revealed that now.
Well, we are like, a year into it. So adding another faction after a year, it's only...
Yeah, but I think it should have been like a different type of faction, maybe. I just think it was...
Well, they had to go with the lore, and this is one of... there were only a certain number of factions available.
What were the other factions that could have been put in?
Well, you'll see shortly, because we're going to see another one very shortly. I don't think you've seen it before either, because I don't think we were reviewing it at that stage. So we'll come to that shortly.
That's the only one I know of.
But we also had...
Blood Bowl.
And this is Chaos Dwarves. I love Chaos Dwarves. When the Chaos Dwarves come up for the Old World, I'm going to go mad for that.
When I think of Chaos Dwarves, I just imagine them doing this to a Space Marine.
Well, they wouldn't, because Space Marines aren't in fantasy, because Blood Bowl's in fantasy, for a start.
Oh, you're so boring.
So we've got Bull Centaurs. These are half bull, half dwarf. What do you reckon to them, guys?
The head looks so funny on the body.
I think they're cool. I've always liked the Chaos Dwarves. I think they were possibly. I never collected them, but they were always, I was always very fond of them in Fantasy Battle. Possibly my favourite faction, to be honest. You get a mix of the Chaos Dwarves, but also with Hobgoblins. So they have Hobgoblin, auxiliaries.
Like him launching the football.
Yeah, he's a big fella, isn't he? He's a character Bull Centaur. So we had that. I thought Thieves' Axe, I really liked it. It was very good. So we had those. We also had.
Was this not?
This is Legions Imperialis, the Dark Mechanicum. I think this was September. Hang on, we'll start this one. We'll do this again.
No, yeah, that's October.
Oh, you're into October. Right, let's do an introduction. Let's do an October. So into October. October, we have for Legions Imperialis, like I was saying, another faction, the Dark Mechanicum.
What are they different to?
So bearing in mind, you had the Space Marines split into two, and some of them fought for Chaos, some stayed loyal. In this case, the Dark Mechanicum, you had a schism on Mars, and half of them stayed loyal to Earth.
On Mars, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. They had Mecha on Mars.
They were on Mars, but I'm so close to Earth. I don't think that can be possible.
Yeah. So the
how did they get on Mars?
So in the Dark Age of technology, the humans travelled all over the galaxy. So they were at one time, Earth was divided into by barbarian tribes and stuff like that. At the same time, the Mechanicum were taken over on Mars. So basically, during the Horus Heresy, you had a split within the Mechanicum. Some of them went to Chaos, some of them didn't. These guys are the Chaos boys.
Oh, they're
Look
cool.
at it. Yeah, I like these big tripody tank things.
So is that where the lore comes in? Is that why they've been included?
Yeah, well, in the Horus Heresy books, there's a lot about Dark Mechanicum and how that schism happened, all the things that went on. Here we go, a bit of artwork of one of those things. But yeah, so there you go. So they are. I mean, it's not a huge range. But I think you can use the normal AdMech, but just supplement them with these guys. What do you reckon to them then? Good.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah. We also had Rattling Snipers. So these were Warhammer Day reveals. So this was Warhammer Day, which is another of those events where they do reveals at. These guys, little tiny fellas, they're basically meant to be like the hobbits or halflings. So
what's that?
in Tolkien, so you know the Lord of the Rings, you got the hobbits. Oh god, no! You haven't even seen Lord of the Rings. You need to watch Lord of the Rings. It's fantastic.
Only bit I know about Lord of the Rings is a starting battle in the Lego game where you fight a bunch of people.
Well, that might
That's
be true.
the only bit I know about Lord of the Rings.
So the main characters in the Lord of the Rings is the hobbits, who are little fellas. Like they're just people who are about 4 foot tall, 3 foot tall, something like that.
It's like a foot smaller than me.
So Warhammer appropriated them, renamed them as halflings. And then when they had Warhammer 40,000, they put the halflings from Warhammer Fantasy Battle into a space setting and they called them Rattlings. And they fight in the Imperial Guard, and they have sniper rifles, so they just sneak around, and these guys are fabulous. I love these, because they just made these little mini dioramas, two of them together, he's got a bottle of drink, he's got his lunch going on.
How do they get shot at if they're behind that wall?
Well, they'd be in cover. But it's just a little mini diorama, I think.
No, I mean like in the game.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. They'd be in cover.
Oh.
But
how would you kill them then?
Shoot them.
But they're behind cover.
Go around the other side and shoot them.
Oh yeah.
He's got his full lunch going on. Got a roast chicken. He's got a pie. He's got a bottle of beer.
Why don't you just do that for every miniature? Just put a wall in front of them.
Because it only covers that from if they're shooting directly from that direction. If they're shooting from here,
if you
they're
make
dead.
if you make a Space Marine, just put a wall in front of it then.
Well, you could put a wall right around them and call them a castle. But, it wouldn't be much for a game, would it? Oh, he's got a sausage. Is that a sausage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were very fun.
There's only 2 of them, but they've got so much food.
So typically, the hobbits were very fond of food. And so, the halflings in One Fantasy Battle had a weapon. There was a catapult that fired a cauldron of stew. So they were basically very few, and the lead artilleryman was a halfling with a chef, basically. It's called the hot pot. But yeah, no, wonderful stuff. Wonderful. I just thought it was a really fun little diorama sort of thing. I don't think I'll put him on the battlefield. I'll just paint it up as a lovely little
Why?
thing.
It's like a cheat code. It's always behind cover as long as you don't flank it.
I don't think the rules work that way though. But anyway, so let me just check where we're up to.
Oh, so you should be able to throw your teammates food.
So we have the rattlings, right? We've got a few left. So okay, yeah, I see where we're going up to.
December's only got one thing in it.
Yeah. So also in October, we have got a new edition of Warhammer Underworlds. This is another board game, which is themed around Age of Sigmar. We have a new edition of this. I've never played it, but it looks fun. It's very hex based, just a handful of miniatures. It could be quite fun. What do you reckon to giving this a go?
Not really.
Not really fancy it.
Looks too complicated.
Oh, it might be, but there's a lot of card-based things. It might be a bit like, so we played Marvel Crisis Protocol that time, didn't we? It might be a bit similar to that.
The only reason I wanted to give that a try was because that man was at it and he knew what everything he was doing.
Oh, my friend Peter. Yeah, he showed us how to play.
It was so long ago now.
Yeah, well, about 6 months. He's really good though, wasn't he? But yeah, so we've got. What do you think of the miniatures then? So we've got these guys for Stormcast. We've got some Skaven.
Oh, well, look at them.
No, look at them. You don't like
except for the
Skaven,
one
do
in
you?
the middle.
But I like these guys. They're a little bit
Except
different.
for the one in
aren't
the
they?
middle, the other two look a bit
The Doomflayer. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's all good.
look a bit useless.
So also in October, we had.
Stormcast.
Hang on. Oh, we already looked at this. Hang on, ignore that. So also in October, we had some squats. So you might know these better.
Squats.
You might know these better than the League of Votan. But in
I know
Necromunda,
them as squats.
so they were. Well, I know better with squats because I used to play back in the day when in first edition Warhammer 40,000 back in the early 90s. You had the squats in it. They were Space Dwarves originally. Called them squats later. When they came back into 40,000 after a 30 odd year absence, they'd been renamed as the League of Votan. But for Necromunda, what they've sort of told us is that the squats is what they get called on Necromunda, and in some ways it's like a racial slur. So
They take the name really.
they don't like being called squats. They're the League of Votan, they're not squats. But yeah, so in Necromunda they get called squats, and we've got some new ones here. So we've got these guys. They're in what they're called. Exokin. So the League of Votan are typically called the Halfkin. So these guys are in exo armor, so they call them the Exokin. So these guys are they are prospectors. So they're the idea is they're on Necromunda looking for minerals. Got some hammers. Oh, look at the little robot.
So is that the original reason they were there?
Yes. Well, Necromunda as a game is set on the planet of Necromunda. Is typically in what's called a hive city, which is a massive city with like billions of people in or whatever, huge. And so
I feel bad for the governor of that city.
well, I think they're doing all right, better than the people down the Underhive, as it's called, with all the gangs and stuff.
No, but I mean, like, imagine trying to sort out 1 billion people at once.
Yeah.
Make sure everyone's fed.
But I really like these guys. I think what I do is I'll put them into my 40k army myself. But I think they're really good. I mean, I do like a bit of exo armor going on. These are cool. I do like them. And we also have some more
Bikes.
So yeah, we've got some scout bikes. So back in the day when you had squats back in the early 90s, they were they were dwarf space bikers. So they all drove these they were more like a typical current motorbike or trike or whatever. These are a bit more of a futuristic sort of look to it. I'll be honest, I'm not certain how keen I am. They're okay.
Yeah.
They're alright. I embrace the effort they've gone to. I embrace the idea. I just don't like the design that much. It's a bit too futuristic with the thing over the top and all that, It's alright though. No problem with them. They're pretty good. They're all good. But yeah. Anyway, into November. So in November we had this fella. Another weird one for Necromunda. So this is a metallic... so it's a worm that's been put into this armoured stuff, and he's eating a man. Look, he's got his arm. Yeah.
Why doesn't the man just grab onto the side of the worm?
I think he's pretty eaten.
Or squeeze the inside of the worm's belly.
I think, to reiterate, he's pretty eaten.
But cut his arm now.
Yeah, I think those. Look at the chomping teeth.
Oh.
I don't think he did very well as he went through it.
No, but he might be still alive.
Yeah, so this is the servant of the silent ones. Part mechanical, part organic entity. Again, I love the crazy stuff. This is good. I do like it. Yeah, I embrace this sort of stuff. Also in November.
Defcog.
Yeah, so these were revealed at World Championship of Warhammer. Not that long ago. We did do a video on these.
Kreig, the planet they were born on.
It is. The planet of Kreig had a big nuclear war.
Oh, that's lovely.
And they all live. Basically, it's all in. It's an awful place to live, and they just live to basically.
Is that why they wear masks because of all the nuclear?
Yeah, exactly. And they just literally they are born to go to war.
So
and that's
why do they still live on the planet if it's full of nuclear waste?
Because they are hard. Basically, they're just hard. But yeah, I do like these.
I think the Defcog Kreig. If I hadn't stayed on the space thing army, I think
Space Wolves. You got Kreig.
know, I might put my thingy army on hold for now and do some Defcog Kreig when we go.
You want to do some Kreig? Well, we've got
just for when we go to
Well,
Warhammer
here's a
World.
better idea. Why don't we finish painting what you've got?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Get that done. Why don't we target by May getting all your Space Wolves painted, so that you're ready to do your Kreig?
Because, I mean, remember, I'm still not the best at doing painting. So this could just be like a starter army. It doesn't have to be a proper army yet.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have the Kreig. So we've got this guy. I really like this model. I think we gushed about this guy at the time. It was only a couple of months ago.
Wait, I've got an idea.
What's that?
Turn the Kreig into Space Wolves.
You could do that, or you could just paint him as Kreig.
Yeah.
Just keep him as a Kreig army. But yeah, I think this guy is fantastic. I really like Gas Mask Horse. I think he is, just perfect.
I really want to do Kreig. Especially just look at the barbed wire rings.
I love the claws on his. There's no hooves going on here. Claws. It's not right, is it? You have the Death
Probably
Riders.
adapted from Nuclear.
I do like the Death Riders as well. So you got these guys.
But I like how I thought they were wearing the gas masks to look hard, but now that you've told me all the nuclear waste stuff, it changes.
Oh, there's a whole story about the planet. It's quite a long story. At some point, what we'll do is we'll listen to the lore on it. I'll try and get Matthew explains Kreig to everyone. Something like that. We'll do that at some point. But yeah, we've got some engineers. I think we said at the time, I find these Kreig not as good. We did it when we looked at the video, and we won't go back through the process. I'm not as keen on them as because I prefer the Forge World iteration of the infantry. I prefer they do look like battle-weary First World War veterans. These guys look like cartoony. Yeah, let's fight. And I'm not so keen on that, but they're all right. Artillery. I do like this artillery. Again, though, there was some artillery in the Forge World range that just looked like German World War One artillery. This has got a bit of that ethos, but is still a bit more futuristic. I preferred the Forge World stuff, but it did cost the amount where you'd have to sell a kidney. So, but I do like this. These models are good. Let's look at some of the different variants. Sort of Bombard one.
Oh, look, there's detail inside there.
Yeah. Well, they do look good. I mean, they're really solid models. Rocket battery.
Don't like that as much.
What about this one? Sort of
Still no.
Bombard thing. No, but the big cannon I do like. I like the Bombard. I like this one. They're good miniatures. I do like them. Gonna have a book, I think, by the looks of it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and we've got some characters.
Yeah. I think when we go to Warhammer World, I'm going to get Kreig.
You're going to get Kreig,
I want you to show me where the Kreig is, and I'm just going to...
be all over it. Yeah, well, that's cool. Well, yeah, as I say, we've got Commissar. He's pretty cool. Some command units.
Weren't Commissars more Russian, though?
Well, yeah, the Commissar was Russian, but these are sort of adapted.
This is like a combination of...
Commissars and an Imperial Guard thing.
There's there are three major factions in World War One combined. You got the French coats, the mask looks very German, and you got Russian commissars.
Yeah, the Commissar is an Imperial Guard thing. So all the Imperial Guard have got commissars.
But still, it's still a Russian thing.
Yeah.
Still.
It's cool. Oh, we've got some heavy weapons as well.
Flamethrower.
Yeah, they are cool. And that,
I like how for
you
the
got the Codex
flamethrower,
book.
the metal bends back to stop the fire from...
Well, apparently there's an army set. Did we see an army set?
Yeah, I think.
Oh yeah, we've got a box. What's in the box? Oh, we've got Death Riders and the infantry and a big gun. That's solid. Solid. I like.
Yeah.
I do like. Also, so that was one of the reveals we had from the World Championship of Warhammer. Also had the Empire and the Old World.
Look at that.
So the first time we've talked about the Old World for a long time in these videos. The Empire was a faction I collected when I did Fantasy Battle.
Oh.
Yeah, I also have, like I was saying in the previous video, this is one of the miniatures that's been moved out of Age of Sigmar and my army and Sisters of Sigmar into Fantasy Battle. So I'll be able to play. I do have a Fantasy Battle big miniature. So yeah, on the wrong size base, but I don't care. It's my miniature. I'll do what I like with it. Yes, we've got all the miniatures. Again, older miniatures.
They look very Portuguese then, because of the flag, but...
Yeah, well, I think it's like however you paint them, really, isn't it? They are in Portuguese colours of the time. Great swords. They are based around a more Renaissance sort of time, you know, sort of army. I'm not that keen on the cannons. They're a bit old and small. You know, they're alright, though. Do like the Hellblaster volley gun, though. I had one of them when I was a kid. I had all the knights as well. Here we go. Oh, there's the Imperial Knights. Yeah, good. One thing I was trying to work out whether, because there used to be a load of different types of knights. You had the Knights Panther, the Reitsguard Knights, some Wolf ones, and another one that I can't remember. But they had loads of different types. They seem to have at some stage gone away. I couldn't really work out whether they did, whether they amalgamated them or what happened. But you know, it was a thing. We also have some old Forge World stuff. We have the War Wagon. I love this.
That's
so
the thing
much.
you said you wanted it.
Yeah, I will be breaking my no new miniatures rule to get this ordered as soon as it's up on made to order. I keep my eye out for it. I've not seen it. They have released all the other stuff. If I've missed it, I will be gutted because I'm dying to get hold of this. I have been dying to get hold of this since I was your age, and finally I'm going to have it.
And then you miss it.
I will be gutted if I have missed it. No, I'm keeping my eye out for it. At some point it'll be up. We didn't see the steam tank. Where's the steam tank?
It was on the picture at the top.
It is on the picture at the top.
Yeah.
Must be on here. We must have passed it by. Yeah, there he is. You
no,
did
we
tell
went
me.
through the one on the top.
Oh, yeah. So we've got these Griffin
We
Knight
went through
things.
the one on top, then you went down and you never went back through.
Yeah, so we also have the steam tank that we just missed. And now we found it. Love the steam tank. I told you about this in the previous video.
And you had to explain to me they want a real thing.
Yeah, it's not a real thing. No. Not in real life. I think it might be based on a Leonardo da Vinci sketch of a design he made. Or I might be misremembering.
Why did they never think of it though?
Well, I never think. Why did they not invent aeroplanes in the 15th century, Matthew? Answer me that.
Okay.
Why did they not invent computers?
No, but they had the wheel.
2,000 years ago?
No. Just listen. They had the wheel.
Yeah.
They had guns.
Yeah.
And they had metal. They could have made it.
But they could have done. But you know what they did? They didn't do that. So here we are. Anyway, so that was the Empire for the Old World. Like I say, that was the faction I collected. I had loads of them. I had such a big army. And I did actually play with it a fair bit, which is, you know, there was a lot of stuff I had in the 90s, which I never played with. But I did play with my Empire army.
Probably because you had no friends to play it with.
No, my next door neighbour Tom. We used to play. Fancy he had a Goblin army. I had an Empire army, and we had a good number of games. To us, we played more. We played Epic more, which is basically Legions Imperialis, but at the time played a lot more of that than anything else. But here we are. Anyway, also at the World Championship of Warhammer, we had the Git Mob. Went well here. I don't think you didn't really like this at the time, but this is an expansion of the Gloomspite Gits, who are the Night Goblins from Warhammer Fantasy Battle. These are basically wolf riding Night Goblins sort of thing. So a guy in a big wolf, guys riding wolves. Chariot wolves. What do you think to wolves and goblins?
Wolves.
Yeah.
I'll give it wolves out of 10.
I don't think we were very keen on it when we looked at it last time, but
No,
it is definitely a thing.
I'm still not, but it's cool.
Last up for November, we had Aeldari Aspect Warriors. So back in the day, I always coveted having an Eldar army. Never actually had one. I've never had an Eldar army. I loved Eldar. I had bits and pieces. I had Fuegenrat. That's not on this page. We're not going to look at him because I haven't got him up. But there's a new miniature coming out for the Phoenix Lord for the Fire Dragons. I had that miniature back in the day. I definitely had some Fire Dragons. All metal miniatures. Complete big lumps of lead, basically. I think, like we said at the time, I'm not that keen on these Fire Dragons. I think they are not that interesting comparative to other stuff. They're fine. I've got no real issue with them, but they're not that interesting, I find. I do like the X-Arch model with the big fire lance thing. What do you think of the Fire Dragons?
You could just, imagine just impaling someone with that stick.
With the lance?
Yeah.
And then flaming them from the inside?
Yeah.
Well, whatever floats your boat, Matthew. Whatever
We
you're
talked
into.
about that once, didn't we?
We did. We've also got, so this is the Phoenix Lord of the Dire
He
Avengers.
doesn't look very phoenixy, he looks very nighttime.
Well, the Phoenix Lords is what's called. They're like the heads. They're the heads
That's what
of
it's
each aspect warrior type. So you've got the Fire Dragons. His Phoenix Lord is getting released as well, but he's not on this.
He looks like the
picture.
type of person who'll go, just before bed.
I really like this model. I'm tempted to buy all 6 of the Phoenix Lords and paint them up just as sort of standalone miniatures. But I could get into an Eldar army. I'm not going to right now, but I could do. I think that's a really
spending limit.
Yeah, exactly. And there's other things I'm going to be going for before it. But I do really like this miniature. I think it's a good miniature. I'm a fan of that. We also had this fella, what's his name again? Baharoth, as of the Baharoth blue paint. So this chap is the Phoenix Lord of the Swooping Hawks, who are another of the Aspect Warriors, who we're going to see in a second. What do you think to him?
He's a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. I think he's really good. I really like this miniature. I
like
think
the
it is
blue.
quality. I do also like these models.
I like his
So
blue.
these are the Swooping Hawks.
I like his blue.
You like the blue? Well, you don't have to paint him that colour though. You can paint anyone that blue if you want to.
That
So you got your Swooping Hawks.
What is that? That looks like an Egyptian.
Oh, they're a little
Are they
little
based off
statue
the
thing.
Egyptians?
No, they're not. It's a little
looks
statue.
very Egyptian.
Just a little shrine symbol, I think. But so I really like these. I think it's a really good reimagining of the Swooping Hawks. Much better than the old miniatures. And I think these are top notch. I like that miniature. I think I said at the time. There's one of the chaps. This chap just staring down the camera. This guy staring you down. Just staring at the camera. Yeah. Then we've got the Warp Spiders. So this guy
this
is...
is the guy I didn't like. I thought he was creepy.
What's he called? Lycus. He's the Phoenix Lord, or she. He or she is the Phoenix Lord of the Warp Spiders. These guys leap in and out of the warp to surprise an enemy, then fire their monofilament guns at them.
So like this, so I'm here, and I teleport there, and then I shoot.
Then shoot and then jump back out and run away. Yeah, so that's what these guys do.
These sound like they'd be very good assassins, don't they?
Yeah, so these are your Warp Spiders, so these guys. The models are fine.
You think that then their enemies would do like a Roman, where in... I'm not going to make this drag on, but in the Punic War, when they'd hide on the coast to stop getting flanked, well, you'd think that they'd just back themselves up into a wall to stop getting teleported behind.
But what if they don't know they're going to get teleported behind? How do you know it's going to happen before it happens?
Well, would they not do their research before going to war?
Well, maybe they don't have... But what if they're orcs? And they got a book on the Eldar's tactics.
They're orcs, then they're not gonna. They're gonna hear it behind them, and then just gonna swing their axe behind them, and off with the head.
Yeah, well, quite possibly. But I think these Warp Spiders are fine. They're all right.
Orcs are the type of people that if you scared them, they'd chop your head off.
Well,
I don't think they'd be scared by a teleporting person.
No, I think that's true. But I think these are fine. I do think they've got the best of the Phoenix Lords. I really like this model. That is a great model. I'm never that keen when they've got these sort of effect parts of the miniature.
No, I don't
but I think that one's really good. I do like that one. the web
I
sort
know.
of thing going on. No, well, I like this miniature. I think that's a great miniature. But I like all these Phoenix Lord miniatures are really, really good. And like I said, I'd quite like to buy all of them and just paint them up as standalone miniatures.
But money spending, mister.
Well, I'm sort of thinking maybe I'll pick up a couple of these things when I go to Warhammer Worlds.
No, the only thing you're allowed is the War Wagon. Naughty.
Yeah, but I'm allowed Dark Angels when we go to Warhammer World.
Yeah, that as well.
But I might get some of these at the same time, so I might buy a few of these for my birthday.
Those aren't Dark Angels, are they?
Well, but I can do what I like, so you know.
No.
You're not my dad, yeah, you know.
Mister.
But here's the full range of Aspect Warriors now. It's a good range.
But I
They
do
look
know
good.
your dad, so I can just ring him up.
That's true. We're going to have an Aeldari Codex as well. And on to December.
The last one.
So
And we get
December
to
was
know.
December was a bit quiet on new miniatures until Christmas Day when we had this.
Ooh.
This is Fulgrim. So now you might be thinking, Matthew, haven't we seen some models of Fulgrim already? No, they were Horus Heresy miniatures. This is 40k version of Fulgrim.
Oh.
Plastic kit, another Primarch. So he is the Primarch of the Emperor's Children, who were one of the Chaos factions.
Oh, that's the one that Steve does, Rival, that killed.
Yes, because he does. Yeah,
he kills the Iron Fist.
he does. So he does the Iron Hands, who
Yeah,
are the.
And didn't he kill the Iron Hands?
I think you might be right there. I think that's some excellent remembering of lore.
No, well, only because Uncle Steve told me.
Wow, that's very true.
We told him when we were having
Yeah,
dinner.
because Uncle Steve's got an
When we were
Iron
having
Hands
lunch
army.
at, thingy at Warhammer World last year, he was telling me about his Iron Hands,
okay.
and I was telling him that I want to do Space Wolves.
Yeah, but yeah. So this is the Fulgrim model. I think it's a really good model. I do like this. I've always got a bit of. I think if I was going to do a Chaos Space Marines faction, I would do Emperor's Children, and I would be picking this up at some point. I'm not sure if I ever will, but I do like. I
Can you
want to.
show me a picture of the other Fulgrim?
You want to look at the other Fulgrims? Shall we have a look?
Well,
Right.
at least one of the other Fulgrims, just one.
I think if I search on Warhammer Community on the Warhammer page, bear with me, please.
Dun 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 dun.
Fulgrim Pink. So we've got this Fulgrim, 182 quid.
Wow.
So we've got that guy. It's 182 quid.
How much is the Christmas Day one?
I don't know yet, but it'll be about 70 or 80 probably.
Wow.
Something like that. Maybe 60, 70, something like that.
Wow.
But yeah, this is, remember this is Forge World resin, so
Oh, true.
it's quite a lot. So, but it's a good model. That is a good model.
Fiddly? Why would it be more
That is going to
expensive?
be an absolute nightmare, frankly. But you know, I do quite fancy picking up some of those Primarchs from that range. There is another one, I'm sure, because that's Fulgrim Transfigured. That's when Fulgrim has gone full sort of chaos.
I think you spelled it a bit wrong.
I am. I'm not doing well here. Fulgrim. There we go. So that was Transfigured. That's Ferrous Manus.
They're definitely.
That's the one from Uncle Steve's faction. There we go. £83. A more reasonable £83.
Oh, yeah, no.
This is him as a human, basically.
Why did he become a traitor?
It's quite a long story. Long story.
Yeah, why did they go away from from the Emperor?
Well, you know how there's like 100 odd books in the Horus Heresy series? Do you want me to start reading them at bedtime?
No.
Because it's a long story. It's a very long story. I'll tell you at some point. Probably not on this video because I don't think that's very interesting for the viewers. But anyway, there we go. That was it. So we had this new Fulgrim model.
Yeah.
Oh God, what's going on here? I can't get it back.
This is a day for us, isn't it?
Here we go. Found him. There we go. Yeah, so there we go.
2 hours of recording.
That was it. It was a big old video, that wasn't it? Big old video for us. So that was our review of 2024 Warhammer in 2024. Yeah, a long old video that, wasn't it?
2
Long old
hours.
video. Well, it was for us. But yeah, it was good.
Maybe half an hour.
Well, it depends how much I cut out of it.
Maybe an hour.
But there was a lot for us to look forward to next year as well. So we've got that Aeldari, we've got the Kreig. Yeah, there's all sorts going on. I'm sure there's much more stuff to come as well.
I've heard there's some Space Wolves.
Yeah, well, we shall see. I've got a feeling they will be the next of the Space Marine chapters up. And if there's one thing I know about Space Marines, they sell. If there's one thing I know about Games Workshop,
They love money.
They love money. They do love money. So, you know, I'm sure that those two things
Who
are going to
doesn't
mesh
love
together.
money, though?
That's very true. Very true. Anyway, there we go. So we'll be back in the new year with with our weekly videos, looking at the reveals on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm.
And Matthew,
What do we say to the viewers?
we say, don't forget to like and subscribe.
When did we swap roles?
I've no idea.
Bye.
Anyway, bye.